quick video to show you what step one of this community reconstitution project looks like and how we will use the GoldieMay feature, the extension, to complete this task very easily. So first thing I want to show you is where you can go to sign in Family Search and view your contributions. Now, don't judge me for mine. There's some interesting stats here. In 2020, I was pretty lazy, actually. So, in your contributions, you find that by going to Family Tree, My Contributions, and it brings up this page here. You go to Stats, and the two key indicators that we are looking at is Sources and People. And for 2021, we want to write down what these are prior to our working on this so that we can see how many sources we are attaching and how many people we are adding to the tree. So sources is 4952 and people is 1556. So now that we've got that, I'm going to go ahead and log out so that I can show you from fresh how to do the GoldieMay extension. So we go to GoldieMay.com and install GoldieMay for free. It'll bring up this page from the Chrome web store, and you want to add that to Chrome. Add the extension, and it will pop up here in the right-hand corner. If you're unfamiliar with extensions, they are, this is very specific to Google Chrome. You wouldn't want to use Internet Explorer or Safari, etc., Firefox. You're wanting to use Google Chrome for this one. So now that we've got that installed as an extension, we go to Family Search and then click in the upper right hand corner by our extensions. It might look different on different versions of the browser depending which kind of computer you're on, but it's usually in the upper right hand corner. Sometimes it's under the three dots on the side. Click on the puzzle piece extension and go to GoldieMay. That will bring it up in a new window and resize everything for you. If you're on a laptop, you might have to resize your windows manually. And you're going to need to sign in to both the left panel and the right panel. The right panel is GoldieMay and the left panel is Family Search. So your screen should look like this. You want Family Search on the left, GoldieMay on the right. And in the GoldieMay section, you're going to click on the hamburger menu here and click on volunteering. All right, and this is where the fun begins. So this process, like I said, is step one to the Community Reconstitution Project. This is going and finding from pre-submitted batches here, completely new families that have never been on the family tree before. So, we are going to click on this gold button here, load a family from the census, and that will pop it up in the left-hand screen. And what we're wanting to look for at this stage is to make sure that this has a blue review and attach record button. If that has the button, you can go ahead and add this family to the tree. If not, if this record is already attached to somebody else, there should be a skip button down here that appears, and you're going to want to skip that family and move on to the next. Once you're getting fully automated here and going really quickly at this, the main thing, just look, if there's a blue button, click this one. Don't click on the blue button because that'll throw in a wrench in the mix and kind of prevent the automated process from happening. But if there is a blue button here, click on add this family to the tree. And then just watch it do its work. As it's going through and pulling over and attaching that source, I am not clicking on anything here. This is all the automated process. You can see the instructions here. It says that in collaboration with the BYU Record Linking Lab, you can volunteer your time to attach families from the 1900 and 1910 census to the family search tree. Like indexing, this is an altruistic effort to improve the family tree for others, especially new users. We've automated much of the process. We need you to watch it and make sure it works correctly. Occasionally, this tool can't automatically attach the family to the tree. If you have previous experience with the source linker, you can finish attaching the family yourself. If you'd rather not, you can click the skip button below to have someone else look at it. And then that video is a introductory video on the source linker from BYU, and you can go and view that. So now we see that this message that pops up on the right hand side: congrats, this family is attached to the tree. You have added, and it'll give your stats so far from your batch. I've done 156 of these in this current batch, and the thing that you're wanting to look for here is, as with all efforts in the source linker, you want to make sure that the entire left-hand side is green. They started out white, and once they're attached to somebody in family tree, they turn green. So if usually you're looking in the other category for a mother-in-law or a cousin or nephew or something like that, if it's an easy person to go and attach to the tree, go ahead and complete that attachment. Because this source attacher, this automated tool from GoldieMay, sometimes doesn't get some of the other people in this category down here. Hopefully we'll find a couple here. You're ready to go and do another one. We're going to do a couple of these to show you some different examples. So again, we're looking for a blue button. If it's a blue button, we're going to add this family to the tree. And it looks like there's not another one that has the other category. This one should be a fairly easy add for this tool. It's going to go ahead and view this and attach all of these over. Now, if you're doing this manually, which I suggest you do source linker manually before using this tool, this is more of an advanced tool, but this is great to kind of watch what it's doing and see how it adds these people to the tree. Hopefully we get a couple more advanced examples that I can show you some interesting processes on how to add some of these manually if the tool cannot do that. So here we see that we're ready to load another family. We'll go ahead and click on that. All right, now here is one that we would skip because this one is already attached to a person. It is not a blue button. So here, sometimes it says skip, sometimes it says find another family, etc. We're going to click on find another family. All right, this one looks like it's going to be an excellent candidate for some more advanced things here. We're looking at the blue button, and we're going to add this family to the tree and let it do what it can. This is an interesting record on multiple levels because whenever you find an asterisk in the middle of a name, it means that something was illegible in the indexing record. So we're going to go ahead and look in that. Once this is done, we're going to go view the actual census and try to discern what that name was, and try to get this son-in-law that's in the other category on the left-hand side here connected in, see which daughter he might be married to, or if his wife is even in this family at this time. Maybe she passed away and that son-in-law is now living with them for some reason. Many different instances that it could be, but we're going to go ahead and look at the census. All right, so it says congrats over here, but there's still a son-in-law that hasn't been attached. So yeah, let's go look at the image here. We're going to zoom in and start at the top and go down the line and see if we can't find this family. So it's MA something illegible OM. All right, and that is probably it right there. And we have first initials, so this family was very private, or they didn't want their names released on the census. Mankim, maybe? Who knows what that name is, but we're going to kind of take it and run with it for now. And we see that, let's see, we're looking for W. Levine as a son-in-law, and usually son-in-laws will be marked in a way that they are a head of a household, yet a sub-head of the household. So here we see this W. Levine, and the daughter to the head is listed under him with the same Levine last name. Sometimes those names would be different, saying we're swapping the genders and it's a son and a daughter-in-law. And those are a little bit more difficult to distinguish which ones they go to. But oftentimes the census worker did put them one on top of each other or something like that. And sometimes on census records they did demark which ones are which. So here we see that this son-in-law is a new head, NH, and it has a handy arrow up to his wife, WF, here. And we can see that confirmed in this column here with the marriage status. These other individuals are single, but this one is married and it's his first marriage. And the line up to this daughter is married and this is her first marriage. And we can see that they've been married for 3 years. And their ages are a lot closer than any of the other kids. So the one thing here that we're seeing is that this daughter is not a daughter to this head of the household, but she has this last name, the Levine last name, and she is listed under this new head, even though they're all living under this C. Makeham's household. And she is 1 year old and single, female, etc. So we want to make sure that that Levine is linked up correctly. So let's go back, and we're linking this daughter, R, to W. Levine. All right, so this is the daughter that is there. So we want to change the focus person. So we're going to click, the focus person is the person listed under the blue bar. This is the person that we are focused on, and we are going to change it to R, because this is the wife that this husband needs connected to. So we click and drag this other person up into the spouse category here. And the tool, if you don't do it quick enough, it'll do it for you. So it is connected that to them. And we also seen another issue here. So this B. Levine is a daughter that needs attached to them and not to this head of household. So B. Levine is not a sibling to R. Makeham, but is a daughter to her. So we actually need to go in to R. Makeham's record and B. Levine's record and change her over. So R. Makeham, we want to copy her PID number and go over to B. Levine. This is the daughter that we need to change her parents on. We need to add a parent by ID number and copy in her mother's PID. And we are going to add that as a match. And it's going to ask, do we want to just add the mother or do we want to add the father as well? And so we are going to select the couple and add that in. And then we need to delete the incorrect parents from that from the pedigree here. So on B. Levine here, we click on the edit button under the correct parents. Under the incorrect parents, sorry. And click on her. And we are going to remove or replace this this incorrect father. Source linker incorrectly attached the grandparents instead of the actual parents. We're going to copy that so we can use that same reason statement for the incorrect mother here. So we are going to do that again on... This one's kind of an interesting one because I kind of get confused between the different initials for the names. But it is M. Mayhem. Yes, M is the incorrect one. We are going to remove or replace her. Remove that person. And then it is correctly listing her family. So W. Levine and R. Makeham, or whatever their last name is, had the daughter of B. Levine. So let's also go into R. Mayhem's tree and just make sure everything looks right and is correct here. So we have R and W Levine that had B Levine as a child, correct? And their parents C and M. Okay, so there are lots of different errors that popped up here. We can see that there are invalid characters. If we were part of this family, we would want to go in and get rid of that asterisk. But since we're just doing this project and whipping through it, that's for the family to do later. So we are going to exit out of that. And now that this family is all green on the left-hand side and we've corrected the errors, we're going to go ahead and load another family from the census. This one's going to be an easy one, so I think, let me show you what not to do. Like, I just clicked on that blue button, and it pulls up this history list and possible matches. Now, this GoldieMay tool over here says, do you want to attach the rest of the family to the tree? There's no one to attach it to. There's no family listed here on the right hand side. And that's what this tool does in the background, is from the previous page, it goes ahead and adds an unrelated person to the tree that's never been there before. It adds this JC Hurd as a completely new person, and then automatically brings that in here to be the selected person on the tree. And then it's easy for it to go through and add all of the other people. But if you wanted to do it manually, if you clicked on the blue button incorrectly at the wrong time and didn't click the GoldieMay function, you want to click the back button in this window until you see that blue button there again, and then go through and add this family to the tree. I'm glad that I made that mistake so that I could show you how to back up and do it properly, because that wasn't on my original plan for this video. But that's a great thing to note. Another one is we'll see sometimes that a completely different page pops up instead of the page that has the blue button in the upper right hand corner. It's a completely reformatted page, and that is an issue in and of itself that we have to go in and do a couple things manually. So we'll show you that in a new video and handle that whole issue on a side note. But if you have any questions, get a hold of me or any of the other Ward consultants, and we'll be able to help you through installing GoldieMay as a plugin and using it to speed up your record keeping here. So as soon as this is done, we're going to go back into our family tree and look at our stats to see how many people that we have added so far. Just waiting for this to finish up on these last two people here. Again, this is a really easy family. There's nobody in the other category, and we've definitely helped quite a few attach their sources. Remember, these are all new people that are being attached to the tree for the very first time. They need a few more sources and more details in order to take their names to the temple. Now, this is the church's policy is that you are to only take your family names that are from your direct line or your cousin's lines. These, however, are just random ones on a different census that are not connected to you in any way so far. So these are not ones that you'll want to go in and reserve their names or turn them over to the temple. That's not part of this project. This is just going and attaching these new people, and then their families that are living can then go in and do that work and take their names to the temple. We wouldn't want to rob them of that blessing there. We have plenty in our own trees that we can do and take to the temple. So again, we're going to go to Family Tree, My Contributions, go to Stats, and see how many people we have helped today. So in just this little bit of time, that sources has bumped up to 5,010, and the people has bumped up to 1,588. So we can see that there's quite a bit of change in a short amount of time. This GoldieMay tool is very helpful in attaching all of these new people. It's not for our numbers only, but look at how many people are new to the tree and how that is going to grow the tree exponentially over time and help all of God's children get gathered in safely before the second coming. Anyway, have a great day. If you have any questions, let me know. Thanks.